At this moment, somewhere, the farmer is diligently working on his fields. After that, the person uprooted a vegetable, possibly a carrot, to assess their harvest. After assessing it, he tossed it aside, muttering, "I'm not sure I can sell something like this." He started to complain, "This damn season, when will it end?" Just then, something flew over his head. He noticed it and looked up to see what it was. As the figure landed nearby, dust swirled around, creating a cloud of dirt. After seeing the person's face clearly, he blushed deeply, feeling as if a fairy had descended in front of him. And it was none other than Arbaya. It seemed she was running away from home. Then she asked him, "Excuse me, where is the way to Shangxi?" The man, startled, replied, "Shangxi, head east, and you'll get there." She left immediately, thanking him. Oddly enough, she went in the opposite direction of his instructions. He was baffled by how quickly she came and left, then noticed a silver ingot on the ground. "With this, my family will get through the month. Thank you so much, fairy," he rejoiced, worshipping her as his savior. Then he wondered, but why did she run west when I said east? Baya, unaware anythings, kept heading that way, a true directionally challenged individual. The scene shifts to the second elder, Mount Huashan. "There is a divine at Mount Hua. What should we do, sir?" Hyagun beside him also spoke up. "Should I leave Soar here and go together? Divine is like a wanderer, so they wouldn't stay in one place for long, but why Mount Hua of all place? I don't know why you are looking for him, since information may not certain. How about Yang Cheon go check it out?" The second elder said, "And the senior who keeps his identity secret by acting as a servant will follow him? It seems reasonable," but Hyagun, contemplative, replied, "It might not be possible." Yet, the next morning, he was already seated in the carriage, smiling as he spoke. "That's it, young master, leave this to me," he said with a reassuring smile. But this also made Yang Cheon confused. Why is he here? The second elder behind was also confused, because didn't he say last night that it couldn't be done? At this time, Yang Cheon also thought about everything, so the coachman went into his period, and the Sword Emperor took his place. And I also confirmed that Soar and Muyun will not follow me to Huashan anymore. I smell something fishy here. Then the second elder beside him also asked, "Why do you look so worried and anxious when you are going to Huashan?" And he made a bored face and replied, "It is nothing. Take care of yourself, kid. Don't hit anyone again." He was about to say I didn't hit anyone, but then he remembered the chickens he had beaten to a pulp before. Then also answered to get it over with, "I will try." And the second elder also saw that he had no such intention, put his hand into his chest to take something. "Then I will trust you and give you this." It was a small bag. He looked at it and wondered what was inside. But when he smelled it, he felt a pleasant feeling from it. It smelled good. Maybe it was my imagination, but when I touched it, I felt full of energy. Then he said, "This thing must be quite precious. It's not that valuable. It's just a few stones." He also asked curiously, "Just normal stones?" "It is called Plum Blossom Stone. It seemed to have been once of the 4 great evils of Huashan." Hearing this, he also felt startled. He looked back at the second elder with a blank expression, as if waiting for an explanation from him. The second elder also realized that he had said something wrong, so he pretended to say it. "It is nothing, right?" And Yang Cheon started shouting, "No, wait. Why are you giving it to me?" He calmly said, "I won it in a bet while drinking, so it's not a big deal." And Yang Cheon also started to lose his words. "You bet this while drinking. But is it safe for me to hold it?" The second elder calmly replied, "There is nothing safer than leaving it to you now." "What do you mean?" Then he looked in the direction he was looking. Then Yang Cheon understood what he meant and said, "Oh. So the second elder also knows his real identity. It also makes me feel a bit secure." At this moment, Muyun spoke from behind, "Young master, everything is ready," and he could only accept the weight that the second elder had given him. "Then I am going." "Okay, I will tell Huibi that you departed safely," which also makes you wonder, by the way, where did my sister going? If she came here she would cry her eyes out. Hearing this, Yang Cheon felt it was absurd. No way she would like this. Then he also started his journey to Huashan. "Anyway, I will be back. Please tell my sister too." Seeing that the horse had gone far away, he also spoke up from the side. That's what he said. "So why don't you come out and say goodbye to him?" And Huibi was hiding behind the wall, sitting there sobbing as she watched Yang Cheon leave. Then she spoke up while crying with a runny nose. "How can I show him that I am crying like this?" But the second elder's face was bored and he didn't want to say anything. Yang Cheon is not a 3-year-old child anymore. What are you worried about? And this also made her angry. He is so weak. Why should you do that to him? Then she continued to sob, calling his name, Yang Cheon.